how are you? Grew up in Western Sydney from a hardworking European family. Grew up in the family businesses. I worked for them in the hope to one day take over. I put my foot into the property market and I bought a property in Parramatta and an apartment. That was going to be my primary place of residence and was for 5 years, and obviously in the hope that it would appreciate in value. Unfortunately, then COVID came around, my family businesses crashed. I was left to find my own job, which I was not used to. And obviously the cost of living was still there, mortgage repayments were still there, and I couldn't afford to do it anymore. So I had to make the decision to move out. Luckily, I was able to get renters that would help, but it didn't meet the repayments. I ended up moving into the family home that I grew up in, that my father still owns, and started my own little family, little Valentina. Hey, she's the biggest joy to our lives. That added to the complexity of the situation. I've now got a dependent. I had to return back to work a lot sooner than I had hoped for. And I'm already trying to make ends meet, and I want to make a life for her as well. I don't want her to struggle. That's where obviously buying the apartment and having that investment was hopefully going to set us up and push us into that next step. I grew up knowing that, you should purchase your own home and have stability, but I've got income that's tied up into an investment property. The market's dropped significantly. It's worth $100,000 less than what I paid for it. And now I'm at that crossroads. I'm not sure what to do with it. It's too much of a loss to sell, basically. So I'm obviously in the hope that the market will go up and then purchase something else, but I don't know what that looks like.
Western Sydney mum Lauren Borg is providing for her daughter and doing everything she can to hold on to her investment property and secure her future. But what she really wants is to buy a family home. So, Lauren's meeting with personal finance expert Jess Irvine to help figure out what she can afford now and what's best for her family in the long run.
Hi, how are you? Good to see you.
Thanks for having me.
Lauren, I really admire your resilience, and I can see you're such a hard worker. You're providing for your daughter and you're trying to do all that you can to hold on to this investment property. And buying property is one of the biggest financial decisions that we will make. So it's totally normal to feel unsure. How are you feeling at the moment?
Extremely unsure. There's so much uncertainty now. When I bought the apartment in Parramatta, I was originally going to live in it, which I did for 5 years, and then it was going to be an investment property. It's now depreciated in value, and I'm at that crossroads where I don't know whether to hold on to it or I sell it and invest somewhere else. Obviously, I've got another mouth to feed in the house now, and with the cost of living that keeps going up, it's harder to make ends meet.
Yeah, look, there's no right answer for everyone in this situation, but it's important to remember that you do have the options, and I'd love to help you work through what they might be, if that's okay.
Sounds fantastic.
Excellent. So first, it's worth remembering the different advantages of owning your home versus owning an investment property. So with owning your home, generally you won't be taxed on any gain in the value of the property. And once it's fully paid off, you can live rent-free in retirement. And then of course, there's also not the risk of any rent increases whilst you're in the property. When you're thinking about an investment property, you're also going to look at tax considerations there. Have you heard of negative gearing?
I have actually. I believe it's where you offset the cost of the property against your taxable income.
Yep, that's right. It offsets the cost of owning the property. And it can be a really powerful tool, but it is worth getting tax advice to make sure that you're using it in the way that suits your personal circumstances. So another great thing to do is to be arming yourself with data about the current value of the property that you do own, because that can inform your decision as to whether you're going to buy, sell, hold, whatever it is. I'd love to show you a feature of the CommBank app called Home Hub. It can show you your equity position, so that's the value of your home minus what you owe. And if you do decide to buy, you can also jump in there and get price estimates and market insights on the properties you're looking at, which can really help you to know what you're getting into. There's lots of great calculators out there, and the best ones will show you your borrowing capacity, your upfront costs in purchasing the new property, and also what your loan repayments would be, which can help you to weigh up your options.
That's actually really super handy. Understanding our borrowing capacity in the past has been a huge struggle, so having that available information to us is going to be great.
There's some great online tools you can use, but sometimes I reckon there's just no substitute for talking to a real human being. That's what I did when I got my first property as a single mum, and I always recommend people just reach out, talk to the home lender. There's no obligation, and they're there to literally answer all your questions and to support you.
It's still a difficult decision, but it is great to know that there's some online tools available to help me make my decision and have a plan of attack.
Yeah, exactly. I'd love to know how you get on with it all. Good luck.
Thank you so much, and I appreciate that.
Choosing to buy property is one of the biggest financial decisions most of us will ever make. The most important thing is to arm yourself with the facts to make an informed decision. To do that, know the benefits of owning your home versus investing. Follow property values and market trends. Understand your borrowing capacity. And you can always talk to a home lender about your options. With the right information and support, you can navigate the property journey with confidence.